Okay, it looks like we need to be able to figure out the ship class. Now, this is the ship's location, and it's another abstraction because what is a location? So I think it will be better if we put the ship, we call this the start row, start column, and the location. The original programmer had the location as a single variable, which I believe was a dictionary that had 2 integers in it, row, column. But that doesn't, that only, ultimately that would only slow the program down. Doesn't do anything. So we want to place the ship, start row, start column with a certain size and orientation, and we're not going to have a location. Okay, so to create a ship, we just need to give it a start row, start column, a size, and an orientation. And the ship is responsible for tracking itself. Then, to do the hit test, because we know where we start, if this is an arbitrary row column, then, and I'll write it two ways, I'll say if self dot well, let's just get the first one. If self dot start row is equal to row, I think what we should do is try to do it correctly. If orientation is horizontal, then we'll do this. Else, we'll do this. Whatever that this happens to be. So, if we're dealing with the horizontal row, then if the row is equal to the start row, well, the easy thing to do is to say if the row does not equal to start row, return false. Then we don't have to think about that anymore. Okay, so if we're dealing with the horizontal ship, if this row is not on a row, then it's false, and we return false, and we're finished with that hit test. Otherwise, column that gets passed in here must, well, if the column is less than the start column, If the column is less than the start column, then again, return false. That meant it missed to the left. If we get here, we know we're on the right row, but the column that they entered is less than the start column. So can't possibly hit it there. So once again, so we have to think about the reason. So this is the reason I just do these immediate returns. I deal with this case and I'm done. I deal with this case and I'm done. So by dealing with this case, I know if I get here, I know I'm on the right row. If I get here, then I know that the column that they entered is at least as big as the start column. Okay, just meant to put the start column. It's at least as big as the start column, but it might be too far. So if the column is greater than, and this needs a self, if column is greater than self.start column plus size minus 1, also return false. Otherwise, we get here, we can just return true, and we don't need that, and we're not going to deal with that. So now we need to do this similar thing, except in the vertical direction. Okay, so if the column you pass in is less than the start column, return false. No, that's not right. Yeah. And then we deal with the row. If the row is less than the start row, or the row is greater than the start row plus the size minus 1, return false, otherwise return true. Okay, otherwise, what the original programmer does is he throws an exception. And he does that something like this with a runtime error. So raise. Now I'm going to say invalid ship location. Okay. Okay. So we have a ship. We just need to give it a start row, start column, start column, size and orientation. And then we can hit test the ship. So on and so forth. We would also need to track if there was a hit. We should actually flag that, but we're not going to flag it yet. Okay, so we have a ship. So in the board, we can call setup ships, and we call setup ships. We want 4 ships. We have our ship list here. We're going to cheat and put a ship at location. Okay, now is he doing 0-based stuff or 1-based stuff? Oh boy, that's also problematic. And I don't believe Battleship has random ship sizes. I think it's got It's got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ships. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ships. 2, 4, 6. 1's a 6. It's got 1 6, 2 4s, 3 3s, 4 2s. Okay, but this one says 5, 4, 3, 3, 2. This one says 5 ships. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, looks like you can play it different ways. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and look, put the letters going down, as in A1, A2, A3. This bothers me so much. I think I'll fix that right now. So where's display board? Display board, R string, R plus 1. Oh boy. Which base equal ORD of the letter A, string base plus R. Yeah, setup ships is not defined. Setup ships is not defined because we didn't put self on it. Oh, great. We gotta call ASCII. I think it might be ASC. I think we need to do that and put another parenthesis here. Okay, let's change to ASCII again. Oh, okay. Still not right. But why are we 65? Okay, let's take a pause, figure that one out.